Are we batch recording videos today? Just because I'm going to be really super busy next week? Yes, yes, we are. Friends, hello! Welcome back to Amethyst Craftworks. I'm Samantha, and welcome to a What Have You Done? Did I do it right? We will see. It has been a hot minute since we have done a What Have You Done? And these episodes are my version of a crochet show and tell, where I show off things that I have finished, completed, all that good stuff, and we talk about the yarn and the pattern and anything else, inspiration, all of it. So, hello. Welcome back to one of these episodes. I haven't done one of these in a while because all of my finished objects have had a purpose with other videos. For example, the finishes that I've done for the movie Marquee and for the Stitch and Scream all have videos of their own. Things that I have finished otherwise have either been gifts, or I've put into vlog videos, or are for a other project that I'm working on that you will probably see far, far in the future. And so I haven't had anything to show you, really, in a What Have You Done? But I'm going to show you today some foibles. Okay? That's a good word, foibles. Some failures. Now, in the crochet world, and the crafty world, in the yarn, knit, fiber arts world, I think we all like to think that we are infallible, right? Oh, I'm so talented. I've made so many cardigans or blankets or sweaters or scarves that we cannot make a mistake. And then you get a little too cocky, and then the yarn tells you to maybe take it a step down, humble yourself a little bit. Don't be so high on, your own work here. And then you learn from those mistakes and you move on, right? So that's what I've got to show you today. I'll explain a bit more as we go. But I am filming this today on the same day as the movie Marquee video that you saw this week. Same shirt, same ridiculous hair, same headband, same no makeup face, because I've got a really busy week this next week, which for me now is next week, but by the time you see this, it will have been the previous week, like the previous days. What even is time, really? There is no meaning to time in my videos. But just to give you an example, I'm filming this on Sunday, and Tuesday is the reason why I'm going to be very busy next week. And then you will see it on Friday. So you are in the future, but I'm in the past. And so all of that, just to say, I have a concert that I'm going to on Tuesday. The lead singer of the band called him. The band themselves broke up, sadly, a few years ago. One of my favorite bands of all time. I adore them. But the lead singer is doing some solo stuff, and he is touring on his own. And Bestie Lauren and Bestie Alex and Bestie Allison, the four of us, there's four of us, are going to see the show, and I am so stupid excited for it. So much so that two of the things that I'm going to show you here today were for the show, right? And you'll see why they're failures and foibles and all that. But that's enough babbling. Let's get into the actual What Have You Done? So, this first thing that I'm going to show you was originally my make for the concert, right? I wanted to make something special, something fun, something to flounce around in, and that was mine, and it's a fun time and all that stuff. And so I made this with the intent of wearing this to the concert. And that's not going to work out, and you'll see why. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to hold this whole thing up. I also don't know if I can take a picture of it like I kind of normally do, like hanging off my closet doors, because this thing is so heavy. I don't even know which way is up. Where in the heck? What am I even looking at here? Here we go. Okay. This is a sleeve. This is a sleeve. And this, oh my goodness, this is the back. Oh, this is this is the back. And you're probably still like, what on earth am I even looking at? I'm with you. I am with you. Because this thing is so big. And it is so heavy that I'm also having a really hard time even figuring out what I'm looking at here. But this was made, and I will hold it up, hold it up to you. This was made double-stranded with, can I remember, homespun, line brand homespun, and a Karen crystal cake. I think so. The colors, this was, oh man, I finished this in February. And I had initially intended to be like, ooh, this is something that I can enter into Heather's Great Fiber Cake Off, which if you haven't seen, I'll link her video down below. And then I realized it is using a Karen cake, but it's only half Karen cake. The other half is just homespun. And so I was like, oh, well, that doesn't really count. It needs to be 75% cake yarn, right? Anyway. This is Celestial Stripe, Gothic, I think. This purple, I mean, with a name like that, that is purple. Had to. The black is, I think, just called black. And then the gray, like kind of spotted. Yeah, blended. Gray, black and white kind of blended is Edwardian, I think, maybe. I used a pattern from Jolie Knott's Crochet, which I'll link below as well. And it's like V-stitches. I don't know if you were ever going to even see it. It's like V-stitches. See? There. V-stitches and then rows of just double crochets and then V-stitches and so on, right? This was fun to make. It was all one piece, which was very cool. And I love it. But, ooh, it's a lint magnet as well. But I was operating under the assumption that it was going to be far colder in April in Pittsburgh than it actually is. I thought it was very likely going to be cold. A lot colder, which is why I made this to wear to the concert. It is huge, it is long, and it is heavy. Homespun is what, like a 5 weight, a 6 weight, held double with a very like fluffy and soft Karen crystal cake. My brain. I'm surprised I even remember my own name today, let me tell you. But held double together, it is very thick, very warm, very heavy. It is very long. Like I've said before, I am 6 foot tall, around about. And this, like, at the longest point, like, essentially comes down past my shin. It is huge. I would be melting and sweating all day long during that concert with this on. And it makes me sad because I finished it in February, which was still in winter. And it has not been cold enough in my neck of the woods to even like warrant wearing this. But I really like the way it turned out. I especially love the celestial stripe colorway of homespun. I like homespun. I know it's like a divisive yarn, but I really like it. And the celestial stripe, not only does it, I mean, I love galaxy color, anything, I love galaxy theme, anything space, my cup of tea. And the colors combined are like teal and pink, blue and gold, and lots of teal. I really like the color, and I love the way this turned out, but it's just too hot. So, definitely a fail. Then, we move on to my second fail. So, when I realized it is going to be way too warm in April to wear this, I kind of started madly crocheting something else to wear. Like I said, I wanted something homemade, something handmade to wear to this concert, because this is not only a concert that I'm really looking forward to, but it's the first one post the plague, right? The last concert I went to was in 2019. We saw Incubus, which was a fabulous show. We had VIP tickets and all that good stuff. But anyway, that was pre-plague. This is now the post-plague world, and it's been several years. I've been looking forward to this since Bestie Lauren said, we're going to get tickets and go, right? And that was, I feel like, last year. Like, we've had these tickets for quite a while. So I wanted to make something to commemorate that. And so I started making granny squares. Now, I will link below the channel where I got the granny square pattern, because I'm pretty sure the channel is called Ronari Crochet. I may be mispronouncing it, and I may be misremembering. So it'll be linked below as well, okay? So I started making granny squares, right? Star in a circle, granny squares. In my colors, so green, really bright green, purple, shades of purple, black. It's just a black star there. So on, so forth. I started making granny squares, right? Clearly, I made too many, because I've got a whole bunch here tangled up on just a like 3-ring binder kind of ring. And that's not even the beginning of it. Like, that's not even the whole thing. So, let me grab it here for you. This is my failed project. Let me, you know, this particular thing was very humbling, because I had this idea in my head. Who needs a pattern? We can wing it. I've free-handed lots of things, lots of blankets, cardigans, sweaters. Who needs a pattern? Well, for this thing, your girl definitely needed a pattern. So, my idea was to put granny squares down the back. I mean, that's so cute, right? I love it. Okay, so put granny squares down the back. This is the middle of the back, right? Granny squares with all the stars. They're kind of vaguely pentacles, right? But they're also just kind of stars inside, like a pentagon, right? That's kind of what it looks like. But this is supposed to be the middle of the back, and then sides, right? And then shoulder flaps, armhole, here's an armhole, hello, an armhole. And it just, it didn't really work out the way I wanted it to, right? It is not finished. There's stitch markers, yarn tails, all kinds of, it's definitely not finished. Number one, I don't think I can finish it in time for the concert. Number two, I think I'm going to run out of yarn as well. I'm using cotton. I just don't think I have enough of the black left because this is like eating yarn in a way that I didn't think it would. But the part that like really just was like, oh, we need to put this down, is that I was joining the sides at the seams here where the purple is. This long line down the middle here. This is the side seam. This goes like essentially underneath my armpit, right? Big billowy sleeve, the armpit, side seam. I counted and recounted and triple counted the stitches and where to put the shoulder and where to have the armhole close, where it's not too tight but not too big, that I can have big billowy sleeves, so on and so forth. Stitched it all together. I used Heather's continuous join. And then I get to the bottom, right? I get to the bottom. I have this much left to go, join on one side with the purple. And somehow I've got this much on the other side to join. These are supposed to be equal, but they are very much not equal. There's like, I'm somehow miscounted and like triple miscounted about 25, 30 stitches here. Like, and I just, you know what? I was like, baby, you are going in a project bag for the time being until I'm in a better mental state to not hate you. Because, I mean, I will say, how cool is this, right, as a duster? Is that the back or the front? I think this is now the front, yeah. So having all these stars and all my colors, you know, all the way down the middle of my back. And this is like also, I am wearing like 4-inch platform boots to the concert. So not only am I 6 foot tall in general, but I'm going to be like 6'4", 6'4.5", you know, in those boots at the concert. So this is even longer than it normally would be to fit me regularly. And I just, you know what, I don't give up on it. I'm gonna frog parts of it and go back and fix it. I definitely need more yarn, more black yarn to finish it. And I think that's because I way overmade granny squares. I only needed, like, I think 12, 14, something like that for the back. But I made all of these. And so I was maybe going to make these into a hood and put them on the back just to use them, because I think there's 12 left here. And they're just, I mean, come on. These are so cool, right? So cool. They're a little twisty, you know, but they're really cool. I love them. So I was going to make a hood, and like it got to this point and I was just like, put it down, come back to it when you're not quite so annoyed with it, right? And so this also, big fat fail. Like I said, yarn is good at humbling you, especially when you kind of need humbling, because, you know, I was freehanding it, and I think it just would have benefited maybe from a proper pattern. So I may frog it back to a certain point Oh, my nose is very itchy. I think I've got fibers in my nose as well as my nose ring. Anyway, I'm going to frog it back to a certain point probably, and then maybe follow a pattern and go from there. It does make me a little sad that I'm not going to have a big flowy handmade duster, but I did get like a kind of cotton, lightweight, long, flowy cardigan to wear instead of that I thought was not quite as cute, but fit the aesthetic that I'm going for, right? So I'm going to wear that instead. My big platform boots. I'm going to be a 7-foot tall monster at this concert. And not a single part of my outfit is going to be handmade, and that's okay. I do, however, have one last thing to show you. Because after that fiasco with that duster, I needed a win, right? I needed something quick, something easy, something I knew I could do. And that's exactly what this last thing is. So, I took a pattern that if you were familiar with Rose from Rose Likes Crochet. Hi, Rose! Like I am. We adore Rose on this channel. She always links in her videos to a pattern for a Lovey that she uses that is by, I think the channel is called Zelda NRJ3. It will be linked below. The tutorial that I'm talking about will be linked below as well. And I acquired a few little gifties for the little girls that are in my life, my nieces, for Easter. And so, which was also, just as an aside, was also inspired by Rose. But I got some toys for Easter for them, and I decided to make a little Lovey for my younger niece, who is Lovey age still, kind of. This is just so stinking cute, and I needed this. I needed this win like no other. So her name, I'm pretty sure, is Peridot. Yes, it is Peridot. There we go. There's Peridot. She is a beanie belly from Thai. Kind of like their Beanie Boos. I was going to say like Ralphie. Noodles is his name. Noodles, the doggo, and then Spike. I have a couple others way up here. I don't know if you can see them. I don't think so. There's a little white tiger and a dinosaur and stuff up there. Anyway, that's beside the point. This is a beanie belly. Those are Beanie Boos, right? And she is just adorable to a whole other level. Her name is Peridot, right? And I got her in a group of 4. Thunder. Again, like I said at the beginning, I'm filming this on the same day as another video, so we still have the thunderstorm going, right? Anyway, she came in a set of 4. She came with Peridot, obviously. A purple one, just like her. Hyacinth, I think is her name. And then a blue one, whose name is Blueford. And then a Beanie Boo bunny, whose name is Hops, and he's Rainbow. And so Peridot is my little niece's birthstone. And I thought this little green one, of course, I'm partial to green. So she was like my favorite. She's absolutely adorable. And she got a Z Lovey. She is just, oh, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I didn't mean to fling your dress up and then blind you. There. So she's a full stuffed animal under there. Look at these little toe beans. Look at those. Precious little toe beans, right? She's very cute. She sits up quite nicely. And her little blanket, which kind of looks like a dress. Oh no. Peridot. I'm so sorry, girl. I mean to drop you. It looks kind of like a dress and also kind of like a poncho. It's what Bestie Lauren said. She was like, oh, you made that little bunny a poncho. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I kind of did. I made her a poncho before I made myself one. Go figure. But this yarn is Lion Brand Ice Cream Ube, I'm pretty sure. And it's just made like with a hair elastic. Like I can even pull it off here, disrobe this poor abused bunny. So it's just like a hair elastic. You crochet around and then you make a little blanket. And then it stretches, goes right over a little toy's head, right? And it's so stinking cute. Like having little kids in your life is kind of an excuse to use colors and things that you wouldn't normally use. These are not my colors. I mean, I love purple and green, of course, but these like baby pastel versions, they're not my usual. So having having a little girl for Easter to make something for was a nice excuse to break out some yarn that I wouldn't otherwise use for myself. And it's so cute. And it was so easy. I did this in like an afternoon, basically. So cute. I needed a win. I needed a win with Peridot. She gave me a win. Let's plop her there, maybe. There. Cute. And if you saw my Spring Fling tag, by the way, I mentioned a Miss Bunny and a Mademoiselle Bunny that I customized with the dress and scarf and shawl and headband and all kinds of stuff. This is the same yarn. And so the Miss Bunny, Mademoiselle Bunny went to the older two girls in my life. Now the younger one gets a cute little addition Easter Bunny with the same yarn. You get it. I definitely needed that win though, because otherwise my other two projects, they were fails, and that's okay. I am genuinely like okay with it being a fail. One I will learn some humility from for sure, the duster. The other one I will learn to maybe make those kinds of things in the dead of winter. The beginning of December, right? Make them then. That way they are ready for when it's actually cold. And maybe don't bank on the fact that Pittsburgh has stupid weather, right? But that's my what have you done? We haven't done one of these in a real long time. And yeah, I had some stuff to show you, and I thought I might as well. And so, I will thank you very much for joining me here today. I will thank you very much for giving me a thumbs up. And I will thank you very much for subscribing today. Because if you like these kinds of videos, if you like my what have you done, if you like the movie marquee, the Stitch and Scream, anything, subscribe for more. There will always be more. Even when I'm super busy in a week and I film 2 videos back to back on the same day, we get it done, right? So thank you so much for joining me. I will have fun at the concert, and I will tell you guys next week how it went. And so until then, until I've got something else for you, take care. Goodbye.